What if I told you that the reason your energy has disappeared, your performance has declined, and you no longer feel like the man you once were, has nothing to do with age and everything to do with 3 missing vitamins your body is desperately craving? Most men over 60 have never been told this truth, and it's quietly stealing their masculinity one day at a time. I'm Dr. Eva Hart, and for the past 14 years, I've dedicated my practice exclusively to helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality, energy, and confidence, naturally, without relying on pills or invasive procedures. I've sat across from hundreds of men who whispered the same painful confession: "Doctor, I just don't feel like myself anymore." Listen, this isn't your fault. Society has convinced us that declining energy, disappearing drive, and struggling performance are just part of getting older. But I've seen 75-year-old men with the energy of someone half their age, and 62-year-old men who feel completely defeated. The difference isn't genetics, it's knowledge. We rarely talk about this openly because masculine vitality feels too personal, too vulnerable to discuss. But your silence is costing you precious years of feeling strong, confident, and fully alive. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 specific vitamins that can transform how you feel, perform, and show up in your life. These aren't exotic supplements. They're nutrients your body once produced naturally but now desperately needs your help to maintain. This is about more than just physical performance. It's about reclaiming your confidence, your sense of purpose, your identity as a man who still has so much to offer this world. Stay with me until the end because I'll share the most dangerous mistake men make when taking these vitamins, a mistake that can actually make things worse, and how to avoid it starting tonight. And if this topic resonates with you, share in the comments what exactly speaks to you. But first, let me tell you about something that might shock you. What I discovered when I analyzed the blood work of over 200 men who came to me feeling broken. Secret number 1: vitamin D, the foundation of circulation. Here's something that quietly destroys masculinity after 60, and most men don't even realize it's happening. Your body is slowly losing its ability to create the very foundation of strong circulation, powerful erections, and sustained energy. I'm talking about vitamin D, but not the way you think about it. Last month, a 68-year-old former construction worker named Michael sat in my office, his hands trembling slightly as he spoke. "Dr. Hart, I've always been strong. I built houses with these hands for 40 years. But now, I can barely get through the day without feeling exhausted. And when my wife and I try to be intimate..." He paused, his voice breaking. "I feel like I'm not a man anymore." Michael's story broke my heart because it's so unnecessarily common. His blood work revealed what I see in over 60% of men his age, a severe vitamin D deficiency that was literally starving his circulatory system. Here's what's really happening. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health. It's the master key that unlocks your body's ability to produce nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for opening blood vessels and delivering oxygen-rich blood exactly where you need it most. Without adequate vitamin D, your arteries become stiff, your blood flow slows, and everything that defines your masculine vitality begins to fade. The cruel irony? You probably spent decades getting natural vitamin D from working outdoors or living an active life. But now, between spending more time indoors and your skin's decreased ability to synthesize it, you're running on empty without knowing it. Within 6 weeks of addressing Michael's vitamin D levels through safe, natural methods, including 20 minutes of morning sunlight, wild-caught salmon twice a week, and a high-quality D3 supplement, he came back transformed. "Doctor, I feel like I have my life back. My energy is steady, my mind is clear, and my wife, well, let's just say we're both very happy." This transformation isn't miraculous, it's biochemistry. When your vitamin D levels restore, your blood vessels relax, circulation improves, and your body remembers how to perform like it did years ago. The research is clear. Men with optimal vitamin D levels have 25% better sexual function and significantly higher energy compared to those who are deficient. But the standard normal range isn't optimal for masculine vitality. But vitamin D is only the foundation. Even with perfect circulation, your body still needs the fuel to power that blood through your system and convert it into sustained energy and strength. That's where the second vitamin becomes absolutely critical. Secret number 2, vitamin B12, the energy generator. I've noticed something troubling in my years of practice. Countless men tell me the same thing. Doctor, I sleep 8 hours, I eat well, but I wake up tired and stay tired all day. I feel like my brain is wrapped in fog and I have no drive for anything, especially intimacy. If this sounds familiar, you're not lazy, you're not getting old, and you're definitely not broken. You're likely experiencing something that affects nearly 40% of men over 60, vitamin B12 deficiency. Let me tell you about Thomas, a 71-year-old retired teacher who came to me after his wife practically dragged him to my office. He used to be so sharp, so full of life, she told me. Now he falls asleep watching TV, forgets conversations, and he's completely withdrawn from everything that used to bring him joy. Thomas looked at me with tired eyes and said, "Dr. Hart, I feel like I'm disappearing. Not dying, just fading away." That phrase, fading away, haunts me because it perfectly describes what happens when your body can't produce enough healthy red blood cells due to B12 deficiency. Your blood literally can't carry enough oxygen to your brain, muscles, and reproductive organs. Here's the medical reality. B12 is essential for creating red blood cells, maintaining nerve function, and converting food into usable energy. But after age 50, your stomach produces less acid, making it increasingly difficult to extract B12 from food. By 60, even if you're eating meat, eggs, and dairy regularly, you might still be starving at the cellular level. The symptoms creep up slowly. Fatigue that rest doesn't fix, mental fog that makes you feel less sharp, decreased libido, and a general sense that life has lost its color. Most men just accept this as getting older, but it's actually your body crying out for help. For Thomas, the solution was targeted B12 supplementation in the methylcobalamin form, the only type older men can readily absorb. Within 3 weeks, his wife called me crying with joy. "Dr. Hart, he's back. He's laughing again, he's interested in things, and he's interested in me again too." When I saw Thomas a month later, he was a different man. His eyes were bright, his posture strong, and he told me, "I didn't realize how much I had lost until I got it back. I feel like myself again, maybe even better than I was 5 years ago." The transformation happens because B12 doesn't just treat symptoms. It restores your body's fundamental ability to create energy, think clearly, and respond to life with enthusiasm. If you're reading this and it resonates with you, type plus in the comments. It's important for me to know that this information is helping you. But there's still one more piece missing, something that protects everything we've just restored and helps your body maintain the testosterone levels that keep you feeling like a man. Secret number 3, vitamin E, the masculinity protector. Here's what most doctors won't tell you about the silent destroyer of masculine vitality after 60. It's not just what you're missing, it's what's actively attacking your system every single day. I'm talking about oxidative stress and inflammation, and there's one vitamin that acts as your body's natural shield against this assault, vitamin E. 3 months ago, a 66-year-old man named David walked into my office with a frustration I recognized immediately. He was well-dressed, articulate, successful in every measurable way, except he felt like he was losing the very essence of what made him feel masculine. "Dr. Hart," he said, "I exercise regularly, I eat well, I don't smoke or drink excessively. But my testosterone feels low, my recovery takes forever, and intimacy with my wife has become complicated. I still love her deeply, but my body just isn't responding the way it should." David's blood work told a story I see repeatedly: adequate nutrition on paper, but his cells were under constant attack from free radicals and inflammation. His body was working overtime just to survive, leaving nothing for vitality, performance, or healthy testosterone production. This is where vitamin E becomes absolutely crucial. It's not just an antioxidant, it's your cellular bodyguard, protecting the delicate tissues that produce hormones and maintain blood vessel flexibility. Without adequate vitamin E, inflammation slowly damages your circulatory system, reduces testosterone production, and makes every other nutrient less effective. The research shows that men with optimal vitamin E levels maintain healthier testosterone production well into their 70s and 80s. But most men consume nowhere near the amount needed for protection, especially as oxidative stress increases with age. For David, we focused on natural sources. A handful of almonds each morning, sunflower seeds as snacks, extra virgin olive oil on his salads, and dark leafy greens. We also added a high-quality, natural vitamin E supplement containing all 8 tocopherols, not the synthetic version found in most drugstore brands. Change was gradual but profound. Through 6 weeks, David reported better sleep and more sustained energy. For 3 months, he came to my office with a confidence I hadn't seen before. "Dr. Hart, I feel like myself again. Actually, I feel like a better version of myself." My wife has noticed the difference too, and our relationship has reached a level of intimacy we hadn't experienced in years. What David experienced wasn't magic. It was his body finally having the protection it needed to function optimally. Vitamin E had reduced the inflammation that was sabotaging his hormone production, protected his blood vessels from damage, and allowed his natural vitality to emerge. But here's what makes this even more powerful. When you combine all 3 vitamins we've discussed, something remarkable happens. They create a synergistic effect that can transform how you feel, perform, and experience life after 60. However, there's one critical mistake that can sabotage everything. Secret number 4, the synergistic effect and the biggest mistake. I've noticed a disturbing pattern among my patients. Men who take these vitamins individually often see modest improvements, but those who understand how they work together experience transformations that seem almost impossible. Let me tell you about William, a 73-year-old retired engineer who came to me after trying every supplement he could find. His bathroom cabinet looked like a pharmacy, but he felt worse than ever. "Dr. Hart, I've spent thousands on vitamins, followed every protocol online, but I still feel tired, weak, and completely disconnected from the man I used to be." William was making the most dangerous mistake I see in my practice. He was treating symptoms instead of understanding systems. Here's the truth. Your body doesn't operate with individual vitamins working in isolation. Vitamin D improves circulation by producing nitric oxide, but that circulation is worthless without healthy red blood cells from B12 to carry oxygen through those opened vessels. And both vitamins become less effective if vitamin E isn't protecting your blood vessels from inflammation. When these 3 nutrients work together, they create what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy production, and cellular protection working in perfect harmony. This is why some men see dramatic improvements while others struggle despite taking supplements. But William was making an even more costly mistake. He was buying cheap, synthetic versions that his body couldn't properly absorb. Most drugstore vitamin D is D2, which is far less effective than D3. Generic B12 is often cyanocobalamin, which older men struggle to convert. And synthetic vitamin E lacks the full spectrum of tocopherols your body needs. Within 2 months of switching to high-quality natural forms and taking them consistently as a unified approach, William's transformation was remarkable. "Dr. Hart, I didn't just get my energy back, I got my confidence back. My wife says I'm more present, more engaged, more like the man she married 45 years ago." The science is clear. Men who maintain optimal levels of all 3 vitamins together report 40% better energy levels, improved sexual function, and significantly higher quality of life scores. But the most common mistake isn't just poor quality or inconsistency, it's impatience. These aren't pharmaceutical drugs designed to mask symptoms quickly. They're nutrients that restore your body's natural systems, and that takes time. Most men expect changes in days, but real transformation happens over weeks and months. The men who succeed understand that this isn't about quick fixes, it's about giving their bodies the tools needed to function optimally again. They commit to consistency, invest in quality, and have the patience to let their natural vitality return. If you've been struggling with low energy, decreased performance, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, the solution might be simpler than you think. Secret number 5, the daily restoration system. When I work with men over 60, one of the first things they tell me is, "Dr. Hart, just give me something simple that works. I don't want complicated routines or dozens of pills. I want to feel strong again without turning my life upside down." I completely understand this perspective, which is why I developed what I call the Daily Vitality Protocol, a straightforward approach that fits seamlessly into any lifestyle. Let me share the story of Robert, a 69-year-old retired pilot who came to me feeling defeated. "Doctor, I've tried everything. Complicated supplement schedules, expensive treatments, dietary overhauls. Nothing stuck because it was all too much." Here's the simple system that transformed Robert's life. Morning foundation. Upon waking, Robert takes his high-quality B12 methylcobalamin form with a full glass of water. With breakfast, he takes his vitamin D3 along with some healthy fat, either eggs, avocado, or nuts, because vitamin D needs fat for proper absorption. Midday protection. With lunch, Robert consumes his natural vitamin E either through a handful of almonds, sunflower seeds, or extra virgin olive oil on his salad. Evening support. Before dinner, Robert takes a brief walk outside. Even 10 to 15 minutes of natural light helps support his body's vitamin D production. That's it. No complicated timing, no dozens of pills, no dramatic lifestyle changes. Just 3 simple additions to his existing routine. Within 6 weeks, Robert's transformation was remarkable. "Dr. Hart, I wake up feeling rested instead of exhausted. My mind is sharp throughout the day. I have energy for activities I'd given up on, and my confidence in intimate situations has returned completely. But the best part? It's so simple that I never think about it, it's just part of who I am now." The key to Robert's success wasn't just the right nutrients, it was the right delivery system. By anchoring these vitamins to existing habits, they became automatic rather than burdensome. Research confirms that men who follow consistent, simple protocols maintain their improvements long-term, while those who attempt complicated routines typically abandon them within weeks. But here's what surprised Robert most. "Dr. Hart, I thought this was just about feeling better physically. But my relationships improved, my work became more enjoyable, and I started looking forward to each day again. I didn't realize how much my low energy was affecting every area of my life." This holistic improvement isn't coincidental. When your body has the nutrients it needs for optimal circulation, energy production, and cellular protection, every system functions better. You don't just feel physically stronger, you feel more present, more engaged, and more like the man you've always been inside. If you've watched this far, I want to speak directly to you, not as a doctor to a patient, but as someone who genuinely cares about your well-being and future. For 14 years, I've sat across from men who felt like their best days were behind them. Men who whispered that they didn't feel like themselves anymore. Men who had quietly accepted that declining energy, fading performance, and lost vitality were just the price of getting older. But I've also witnessed incredible transformations. I've seen 75-year-old men discover energy they hadn't felt in decades. I've watched marriages rekindle when men reclaimed their confidence. I've celebrated with countless men who thought their masculine vitality was gone forever, only to discover it was simply waiting for the right support. Today, we've explored 3 essential vitamins: vitamin D for circulation, B12 for energy, and E for protection, that work together to restore what time and neglect may have taken away. But knowledge without action changes nothing. Your masculinity, your vitality, your sense of being fully alive, these aren't luxuries. They're fundamental parts of who you are, and you deserve to experience them regardless of your age. The men who transform their lives don't wait for perfect conditions. They start where they are with what they have, and they commit to consistency over perfection. They understand that every day they delay is another day of accepting less than they deserve. If you're tired of feeling tired, if you're ready to reclaim the energy and confidence that make life worth living, then start today. Get high-quality versions of these 3 vitamins, create a simple daily routine, and give your body the tools it needs to remember what vitality feels like. You still have so much to offer to your partner, your family, yourself. Don't let another day pass wondering, what if? If this video helped you understand something important about your health, hit that like button and share it with any man who needs to hear this message. Your comment about what resonated most could be exactly what another man needs to read to take action. Subscribe for more evidence-based content designed specifically for men over 60, because your health journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning. Take care of yourself, and remember, it's never too late to feel strong again.